Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope you're feeling grand. Music intro. I don't even know. Anyway, on to the video at hand today. Today, I would like to show you this amp. This is the Moog Lab Series L5. Isn't that a great word, Moog? Awesome. Yeah, this is a 100 watt 2x12 solid state amplifier. That's incredibly loud. Very, 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 very loud. There's more volume in this than you'll ever need. It's technically a 2-channel, but you can only use one channel at a time. There's a normal channel, and there's a channel with more bells and whistles on it. You've got a built-in compressor, master volume. Not sure what the speakers are. I'm sure a quick Google search will be able to tell you. There's nothing actually written on them. This thing sounds incredibly awesome. It's just ace. It really is so cool. It's BB King's favourite amp, so you know you can't really go wrong with that kind of endorsement, really, can you? Yeah, super cool. So let's talk about some of the features quick. What it's got. This is kind of a normal channel, so it's got a high and low input, bright switch, volume, bass, mid-range, treble. Bells and whistles channel. You've got high, low, bright switch, volume, bass. I don't know what bass is. Bass, frequency, mid-range, treble, multi-filter and reverb. That's staying in. Really funny. What am I doing? I don't know where I am. Okay, so that's kind of like, you know, your kind of steroid channel, if you will. And that's a compressor and master volume. So, what is this amp really? This amp to me has a real Fender quality to it, and if you've seen the video, my favourite guitar video, you'll know what I mean. It really has that Fendery sound. It really does. And from what I've read, people do say it's a hell of a lot like a Fender Twin, and I can definitely hear that. You really can hear it. It's like a Twin. And to me, it's like this is like a Fender Twin channel, and this is like a Fender Twin if it's been taking steroids and pumping iron for 18 years. You know, it really is. It's like that's a monster channel, and that's kind of like the normal channel, so to say. So, they're the features. I'll get to the compressor later on. As I say, this thing's so loud. BB King used to run it flat out on 9, as it doesn't go to 10. Everything goes to 9, apart from some of the dials, which I'll get to later on. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to some sounds. I'm going to use my Strat and the vintage lemon drop for humbuckers. So, let's do it. Okie dokie, so we'll start off with the normal channel. We're in the low input, bright switch is off, volume is up on 9, bass is at 2, mid-range is all the way up on 9, and treble is at 4, and it gives you these really nice sounds. Let's start on the bridge pickup. It's just a real clean, dynamic sounding amp. It sounds great for kind of funk stuff. It's just really cool. It's very dynamic to your playing as well. If you kind of ease up, it really responds to you. So it's really dynamic. Out of phase position 2, you get more of a Mike McCready yellow lead better sound. You can really hear, like, it's just a very balanced sound you get out of it. It's really cool. Middle pickup. Have that Fender-y, you know, crystal clear quality, but at the same time there's a little bit of bite there, because I never like crystal clean anyway, so it kind of suits me down to the ground. So out of phase position 4, sorry. Get that kind of John Mary thing. Pickup sounds really gorgeous. Again, it's super dynamic sounding amp. It really goes to how you play, from like soft to, you know, to more intensity. It's just awesome. It sounds so good. Such a great sound. So I'm just going to switch over to the lemon drop now and show you the normal channel. Actually, I'll tell you what I'll do before I do that. I'll show you the bright switch in. So that's it without. This is a bright switch in. It's quite hard to hear a difference, to be fair. It's like a little bit brighter. I've definitely preferred it off. It doesn't seem to do it. It's a smidgen, not a great deal, and also this is the high input, which I don't understand why, but it's extremely quiet. And so for most of this video, I mean, I will show you the high channel on that one as well, but I'll be in the low channel. It just seems to give the most volume. It's very strange. I don't really understand why the high one's so quiet. But anyway, I'm going to quickly change over to the Les Paul, the vintage lemon drop, and let you hear the normal channel with humbuckers. So yeah, let's do that. Guitar change. Okay, so switch over to the vintage lemon drop. This gives obviously, you know, a bit more output than the Strat, obviously. So you get this kind of sound on the bridge humbucker. Cool. The net pickup sounds really, it's just a real bluesy sound. And you can almost already hear those B.B. King-esque sounds. It just has that kind of warmness to it. It really is. It's really kind of a lovely sound. I ain't changed the EQ either, so I'll say that's the bright switch off as well. Plugging this into the high, again, same kind of thing, just super quiet. And the super clean. I definitely prefer the low. And quickly with the bright switch in. Yeah, the bright switch adds a little bit of brightness, not a great deal, it probably won't come across, it's not a great deal to be fair. Okay, so that's just the normal channel. I mean, it does that kind of clean thing. It'd be a nice channel to run pedals through if you kind of like running pedals, because it just gives you a nice kind of platform for them to kind of lay on, so to say. So that's a really, really cool channel. But this is the channel where this amp really, I feel, comes alive more. This is just like endless possibilities on this channel. It's just so much fun. It's ridiculous. I've got 6 settings on this channel that I've written down. I'll share the EQ with you as well if anybody you have got these out there. They're not particularly expensive amplifiers, but they're just hard to come across. So I will be sharing the EQ with you, and they kind of range from kind of like rhythm sound, like, you know, basic kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of rhythms, to kind of like a Phil Stacey kind of sound, to kind of straight ahead rock, surf, and also obviously B.B. King sound, which he used this channel a lot. And there was a picture of his settings online, which I kind of had to tweak a little bit to kind of get a bit closer to him, but I feel I got pretty close to his kind of tone out of this. But saying that, I mean, that's pretty close. Awesome sounding out right. I love this thing. Really love this thing. And I say it's so loud, but at 2.5 where it's at now, it just seems to be the perfect volume for just like home use. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm going to change back to the Strat, and I'm going to go through the 6 settings on the bells and whistles channel. Then I'm going to do the exact same settings with the Les Paul. And yeah, so let's get on with more sounds. Switching over to the Fun channel. Okie dokie, so I switched over to the Fun channel. Before I start playing, I just want to explain a couple of things about some of the dials on this channel. So you got your normal thing. I'm going to stay mainly in the low channel, the low input. I will show you the high as well, but it's the same kind of thing. For some reason, really quiet. So we've got volume, bass. And then things get a bit different. You got a frequency dial here that starts at 100 Hz and goes up to 6.4 kHz. So it's kind of like a sweep, so I say, through loads of different frequencies. And then the mid-range is a parametric mid-range, which means it's not like a normal guitar amplifier where you kind of like, you know, it starts at 0 and goes to 10. At 12 o'clock, it's at 0. It's basically like, you know, neutral, so to say. And like, you know, to go, as you kind of, if you go this way, you're cutting the mid-range, and if you go that way, you're kind of boosting the mid-range, so to say. So it's like a PA desk, basically. Treble is as it is, but it's a real nice treble. It's not brash at all, even on 9. It's not very nasty. Multi-filter is kind of like how much breakup the amp has, really. It kind of determines how broken up the amp goes. It's like a gain dial, basically, and then reverb at the end. So that's basically what that is. So just to let you know, at this point in time, bright switch is off. I'm in the low input. Volume is at 9. Bass is at 7. I'm at 200 Hz on the frequency, which is basically 9 o'clock. Mid-range is -2, so I've cut the mid-range back down to 2. Treble's at 1. Multi-filter is at 7. And reverb is at 6. And it gives you that Stevie Ray Vaughan sound. So really gives you that massive, awesome sound. Oh, it's amazing! Can't remember how to look. Phase before. It's just awesome. If that doesn't sound awesome, I don't know what does. That is such a great sound. I absolutely love that. It just brings out that Stevie Ray Vaughan side of you when you play. That is so cool. That is an awesome, awesome sound. I say the reverb is gorgeous. Splashes about in the background. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go on to a kind of a lead sound with this one now. I need to change the EQ, so I'm just going to quickly turn the camera off, change the EQ, come back, and I'll tell you what I've done. And it kind of gets into a bit more kind of Stevie Ray Vaughan. So it's like if you had a tube screamer on top, and it's a bit more like Phil Say's kind of sound. So I'm just going to quickly change the EQ. Okie Dokie, so just switch the EQ around a little bit. So basically, same thing again, low, bright switch will be off of the entire thing, volume on the channel will be up on 9 the whole thing. Now bass is at 5, I've got the frequency set at 800, which is 12 o'clock. Mid-range is at 0, so it's straight up. Excuse me, treble is at 1, multi-filter is all the way up on 9, reverb still at 6. And it basically gives that impression of, you've got a little bit more gain. It's like a tube screamer has been added. I hope this comes across I hope it's come across well on YouTube. As I say, it'll never come across as well as if you were in this room with this amp, no matter what I did, but hopefully you can just get from my reaction, and I'm lost for words, it's amazing! Right, I'm going to have to move on. Let's go for a rock sound now out of this thing. Let's get away from me. Do we really want to get away from that sound? I mean, seriously. But let's do it anyway. Let's see what else we can get out of this thing. I'm gonna change to the lemon drop as well to do the rock sound. So, so cool. Right, back in a sec. Changing the EQ again. Okie dokie. So I've got kind of a rock sound dialed in now. So volume at 9 again. Bass I've boosted up to 7. Frequency has been boosted up to 1.6 now. So that's basically 1 o'clock. Mid-range all the way up on 4 now. So that's boosted all the way to 4. Treble is all the way up on 9. Multi-filter all the way on 9. Reverb still on 6. This sounds big. Cleans up. it's just so inspiring. It's such a cool sound. This is so cool. This amp is so cool. It's just unreal. It really is. What a sound! What a sound! Right, next one I'm going to do is like a surf sound. So that's really kind of heavy rock. Scoop out the mids, why not? I'm having way too much fun here, can you tell? Okay, next one I kind of went for a bit more of a Dick Daily surfing just to show off a reverb. This is so much fun. I'm actually sweating, it's that much fun. I'm getting well carried away. It's all good! If you find one of these, you need one. Okay, let's do a surf sound. Let's get back to the strap. Okay, so this one is, I've got, there's a bit more kind of like a surf kind of sound I've gone for. Just kind of like show how awesome reverb is, maxed out. Because some reverbs can get a little bit, on some Fender amps, reverb on 4 can get a little bit too much. But I feel this has just got the right amount on 9 for that kind of surf, Dick Dale kind of sound. So volume on 9 again, bass is on 5, frequency I've cut all the way to 100 Hz, so that's all the way off, so basically like 7 o'clock. Mid-range is cut all the way to 4, so again 7 o'clock. Treble is at 5, multi-filters on 1, and reverb all the way up on 9. I'm definitely getting deaf in my left ear, but I'm sorry, Dick Dale. Sorry, so I'm really sorry for cocking up that riff in Missler. That's really bad of me. I just, my brain went blank all of a sudden. I was like, what is that riff all of a sudden? I was like trying to figure it out. I went, that's an awesome surf sound. That is so cool. And you can say the reverb, there's a lot of reverb, it doesn't clutter up the sound, it doesn't get in the way. this amp is too cool for its own good. It really is. You can see why people love it. I really can see why people love it. And the fact that they're not even expensive when you come across them is unreal. It really is unreal. And this one's for sale. I might have to destroy my wallet. My God, what am I doing to myself? This is painful. Anyway, moving on to more of a heavy rock sound now. I kind of had rock. I mean, it got pretty heavy that one did, but I've got an even more one, so I'll be switching back to the Les Paul. Yeah, so let's do that. How good is this thing? Okie dokie, I've had to move for a bit for this one because this was powerful, this sound. So this is kind of a bit more of a heavy rock sound. Volume at 9, treble, bass sorry at 9. Frequency is on 100 Hz, so again 7 o'clock. Mid range is at 4, again -4, sorry. So again 7 o'clock. Treble is all the way up on 9. Multi-filter pro on 9. Reverb has been knocked back down to 6. Sounds awesome. It's just massive. It's probably not scooped enough from Metallica, but it really does work. So tight sounding, everything's so, yeah, even with reverb in it, it's still really kind of this is one channel. This is one channel of one amp I'm getting all these sounds from. It is absolutely mind-blowing. It's one of those amps you don't need pedals for. You just need your guitar and plug straight in and mess around with it. And if you've got the kind of settings just written down, you can literally spend all day just playing with it. It's just literally, there's no limit. It's so good! Okay. Last sound, I'm going to stick with the Les Paul and I'm going to go for the BB King sound. I'm getting all hot and sweaty here. It's just... This amp is exactly how I felt when I first booked into the CR120 and the Marshall MG. And some of my amps over my back shoulder, like my PV Bandit, which is down there, and some like Master Reverb, and all the amps I've got have given me this kind of thing and do this kind of thing where you just plug into them and just have fun. You don't concentrate on kind of your technique or theory or anything like that. And that's the sound of a good amp to me, is an amp that basically makes your brain shut off and you literally just play and enjoy it and have fun with it. Whoa! That's a scream. Okay, let's change to the BB King sound now. Okie dokie, so the last kind of setting I went for was this being the BB King amp. I would be remiss if I didn't pay homage to the great man himself by trying to find his sound. So what I did, I actually looked on Google and there was a really close-up picture of his Lab Series with his settings on it. And obviously those settings weren't exactly going to work for me, so I needed to do a bit of tweaking, but they gave me a good kind of estimate. BB actually ran his with a master on 9, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to die and we'll probably just like kill everything in the county where I live. So the master of this entire video has been on 2.5, which again, I don't know if I've said it already. It's just a really good home volume. It's not too loud, it's not too quiet. It just gives the amp just enough leg room just to shine, really. And you know, up from 2.5, it just gets better. I mean, it's amazing now, but it just, you know, it really, I don't know, there's just something, I don't know, it's just very special, this amp is. If you ever find one of these and you can afford it, buy it. Okay, so what have I done? I'm in the high input now. BB always used to use the high input on the Lab Series. Gives you a bit of a cleaner sound, and it's not as loud, which is probably the reason why he ran it on flat out. I've got my volume on 9, bass is up on 5, frequency is 800. Again, that's straight up at 12 o'clock. Mid-range is boosted to 1, so that's like 1 o'clock. Treble is all the way off on 1. Multi-filter I've got on 7. And reverb is off, as I don't think BB ever really used reverb. I have turned down the tone on the neck pickup to 3, just to simulate a little bit more of that warm, kind of Lucille kind of sound. And it just... You can do those kind of majory things as well. Actually, let's do it in A. Really rubbish, I've gone wrong there. I do apologise for that, I'm sorry BB, I've just completely lost my brain. It's this amp, I'm learning this amp. So if I turn my tone up as well, it gets a bit bright. Doesn't quite sound so BB Kingish, that I don't think. Oh, I know I play it well a lot, but it's one of the most awesome rock riffs ever. I can actually stop the video there, but honestly talk about the compressor. Again, I don't like the compressor and I don't use the compressor, and I touched on it a bit when I was messing around, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna show you what it does, and I'm sure some people out there like it quite a bit, but it's not for me, the compressor. So I'm gonna dial in a kind of a pretty kind of broken up kind of sound. I'll stick with the Les Paul, and actually no, I'll switch back to a Strat actually, and turn the compressor on and show you basically what that does. Okie dokie. So the compressor, the other feature on the Lab series. I don't know many people who use this feature on the Lab series. I know BB didn't. I know a couple of other people don't use this, and a lot of people complain about it being there. And I don't complain about it being there because the fact you can turn it off and on is really cool. But if this was my amp, I wouldn't use it at all. It would just be, you know, I'd never use it. So anyway, at this point in time, it's set at 0, and it's a very weird kind of 0 point. It's like between 2 and 3 o'clock is kind of like the 0 point. So this is the sound without the compressor. It's gone for that kind of stereo on full Satius sound. So turn the compressor on. At this point in time, we won't do anything because it's at 0. I can kind of boost it, and it does get a bit louder. It just makes it a little bit squishy. I don't know how well that's going to come across. If I crank the compressor all the way to the left, and it's on -18, it really limits to what comes out of the amp. -15. -12, and basically up from there, that's kind of halfway. It does basically limit, you know, it's a funny compressor. It's a very old compressor. I can't really explain it. It's really hard to explain how it actually works. It's very complex, and I don't really understand it. Up on -18, you can see the light. It's really compressing it hard there. But I say it's not a function I particularly like at all. I mean, I love compression on things, but the amp seems to be doing it all itself without it, really. Yeah, it's nice to have it, but you're not going to miss it if it broke, basically. You know, bye. No, I'm sure some people love it. It's not for me though, it really isn't for me. But that channel, any day of the week, give me this channel. Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, yeah. Wow, what a sound. Okie dokie, so I hope you enjoyed this video on the Moog Lab Series L5. It has been one of the most fun amp demos I think I've ever done in my life, and I've demoed some awesome amps in my time, but this one is definitely up there with, I say, like the CR120, the MG. It just inspires you, and like I say, it does that thing that I think a great amp does, which makes you not analyse yourself, forget about what you're playing and why, and you literally just sit and play. And there's so many awesome sounds in this thing. I mean, what can we do quickly? Let's just go silly. Let's crank everything to max. Not that much. I mean, that's almost like a fuzz pedal. It responds almost like a fuzz pedal. I'll just randomly turn the dial. You just can't get a bad sound, no matter what you do. That's awesome. That is awesome. Like I say, it doesn't make you think about what you're playing. You literally just play, and you get inspired by the sounds to play whatever that kind of conjures up inside of you. And that is the mark of a truly great amp, that is. And so when you've got a guitar that you're really comfortable with as well, it just adds even more to that. And I say I've had no pedals for this entire video, it's just been straight into the amp. I mean, it's just awesome. It really is awesome. Not much to say really. So the Lab Series by Moog L5, 100 watt, 212 solid state amp. You can see, I can see, hopefully, you know, with this demo people can see why these things are so sought after and so, you know, spoken highly of, really. And I can see why BB King loved it. I can see why people like, you know, blues guys love them and stuff like that. It's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a very long one, but hopefully, you know, you've enjoyed it. I hope it hasn't been too long. I haven't been bored any of you. And I will see you again very, very soon for another video. Have a great morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Goodbye now. See you later. Thank you. Goodbye.